Well, the topic of today are complex conditions. At this moment, we have seen only conditions that evaluate a single requirement. In these complex conditions, we're going to have two simple conditions to be evaluated and a keyword that joins them. This keyword could be an and or an or. Okay? So, if we think in a normal real life situation, we can say something as, if I pass all my courses and my average grade is greater than 90, then I will have vacations, okay? And here we are stating that only if both things are fulfilled, if we pass everything and if the average is 90, then we're going to have vacations, okay? But we can have also another statement where we say, if I pass all my courses or my average grade is greater than 90, then I will have vacations. In this case, what we're saying is that if only one of these conditions is true, the consequence, that is having vacations, will happen. Fine, so check the difference. In an and, both conditions should be true to have the consequence, and in an or, only with one condition being true, the consequence will happen, okay? Other way to watch this is having this table of values. So we're saying in an and statement that connects two conditions, only if both conditions are true, the consequence happens. While if we connect two conditions with an or, if only a single condition is true, then the consequence happens, okay? Or the entire statement results to be evaluated as true. Fine? Okay. This inside of Xcode or Swift, okay, can be written as the and with this double ampersand, okay, is the way that we state an and. So check it. For example, we can write the same condition that we have been talking. We can state it as if, inside of parentheses, average is greater equal than 70, okay, and then we have failing is equal to 0, okay, with a double equal because we are comparing, fine, as here we're having a greater equal because we are comparing. Then, okay, that appears in this key after the if, we're saying then the message is vacations, fine. If we want to state the same conditions but with or, the way to do this is writing a double pipe, okay? This pipe can be written with the keys Alt and the number 1, okay? That is the way that you write a pipe. And you need to write two pipes in order for Swift to understand an OR command, okay? Well, now as classwork, we have to create a program that inputs a number, okay? And if the number is multiple of 2 or 3, it displays the label yes, otherwise it will display no, the number is not a multiple of 2 or 3, where this symbol of number should be the number that the user typed, okay? So we're going to show here the number that the user typed. Okay, let me show you. I already have this little application solved here, okay? So the screen is something super simple. We just have labels for saying your number and then another label to tell the result. In a text box, we receive the user input and the button to check, okay? So in the button is where all the action happens, as you may guess. So here in the bottom, we declare a variable for the number. This variable is integer, okay? Then inside of the variable, we receive, using the int command, we receive what is in the text field. So we set in parentheses txt number dot text and then exclamation mark, parentheses, and exclamation mark, as always, okay? We pass this into the variable number, fine. And then we're going to say, if the number percent 2, why percent? Percent is to get the remainder of a division, okay? So we are dividing the number typed by the user by 2. If this remainder is 0, that means that the number is multiple of 2, okay? And we're saying if this is true, or if the number divided by 3 has a remainder of 0, then if any of these conditions is true, then we're going to show on the label a message of yes. If this is not true, okay, if none of these conditions were true, then we're going to display no. But check this out, guys. We're saying it is no in quotations that we're sending to the LBL result.txt, and then I'm including a plus, and in parentheses it goes a txt number.txt with exclamation mark. Here we're passing what was entered by the user in this text field. We're passing it to the label, okay? And then we're including with a plus another message. Is not a multiple of 2 or 3. So basically here we're pasting some text with what was in the text field number, okay, with some other text. So we're pasting it all in a single message. Fine. Okay, let's see how this works in action. So it's going. Okay, then if I type a number here, for example, the number 4 that is multiple of 2, and I click check, it tells me yes, okay, because a number is multiple of 2. If I type a number that is multiple of 3 only, for example, the 9, it still has the yes. But if I enter a number that is 5, non-multiple of 2, neither of 3, and I click check, it says no, 5 is not a multiple of 2 or 3, okay? So this is a way to solve this problem. Remember, percent as operator means the remainder of the division, okay? In this case, is dividing the number by 2 or the number by 3, okay? Fine? Well, to finish, guys, it is super important that you feel comfortable on solving your own errors. Otherwise, in the classroom, you know how the dynamic is, and the teacher, usually me, don't have all the time to attend you as fast as you require. So it is important that you start detecting and correcting your own mistakes in the code, okay? For this, we're going to analyze here the 4 most common mistakes that happen in the code, okay? The first error is mistyping the name of a variable, text field, or label. So be super careful with capital letters, okay? I think that this doesn't need that much explanation, but in order to understand this better, okay, in the same program that we analyzed previously, check what happens if I mistype, for example, the variable number here. If I type it with capital letters, okay, and we leave a moment for Swift to react, okay. But when I, at least when I try to compile this, to execute this, Swift is going to throw an error here because the variable number was not written previously with a capital letter. It was written all in lowercase. So I need to have all the times when I write this variable in lowercase. Fine, so be careful here, guys, okay? This is a super common error, mistyping. Second common error is in an operation where you involve some operators like the equal, like the plus, okay? If we leave different spaces in between this operation, then for Xcode it is an error, okay? So for example here, guys, check it. I'm leaving a space before and after each operator, and this is correct for Xcode, okay? But check it here. If I don't leave space in this operation where I started with a space before the operator, but then I don't leave a space after the operator, then I'm getting this error, okay? So I need to leave a space after. Leaving a space before an operator forces you to leave a space after the operator, okay? So check. This error still appears, but it will disappear with the time. Okay, if I click on execute, check. Now it doesn't mark the error. Okay, the error is corrected because I left the space also after the operator. Remember, leaving a space before an operator forces you to leave a space after the operator. The same happens on comparisons, okay? Comparisons, remember, require a double symbol. If you're trying to compare with equal, you need to say equal, equal. Well, if you leave a space before, then you need to leave a space after the comparison symbols, okay? Well, that is another common error. Third common error is not closing a key that you opened before. Okay, for example here, check it. If I open a key after an if instruction and then I forget to close it, okay, and I try to continue typing and that, I will receive an error. So it is important that I close, it is necessary that I close this key that we opened before, okay? If you don't know, for example, if you forget that you had a key right here, okay, and you get an error, then you can try including a key here and check when you type a key or when you select a key, Swift helps you highlighting, check when I pass by this key, Swift highlights which is the other key that this one is closing, okay? So you can have the idea of which bracket which key are you closing, okay? And all the keys should be closed, all the keys that you open. Yeah, do you get the idea? Hope so. Well, the last common error, guys, is this one that is something hard to find or to understand at the beginning, but then we can get it very easily, is to create a double connection for the same object, okay? For example, here in this app, what happens if I want to include another button to reset? Okay, so I create here a button and I say this is my reset button. Okay, fine. Well, I'm not going to change any of the appearance of that button because what I would like to show you is the error of connecting it. Okay, so check. Yeah, once I created the button, if I simply drag and drop it to the code, okay, before, let's say here, okay, after my other button, but I forget to change this to action and I leave it as outlet and I say this is btn reset, okay, and the type, well, it appears as UI button. I'm going to leave it like that, but it was created as an outlet, okay. And suddenly I realized, oh, my mistake, it shouldn't be an outlet, so I'm going to take it out and create this connection again, but now as a button, okay? So I say this is an action, and I'm going to name it btn reset, okay, and fine. So it seems that nothing happened. I mean that our code is clean and the connection is just this connection with this button, okay? But when we click play, for Swift, the previous connection is still there, okay? So it can throw an error like this one. Check. It's going, it's going. When the app starts playing, or tries to play, check. We're getting this awful error, okay? I know that it happens to you so many times because I have seen this error before in your screens. So whenever this happens, okay, what you need to do is stop the execution, okay, show your storyboard again, and you're going to do this. Check. For every control that you have set in your screen, guys, go to this connections inspector, this button that has an arrow pointing to the right, okay, so click there, and you need to look that every of these controls, every of these objects in your screen has only one single connection here, like this, okay? Check. In the case of the button, I have one connection. Connections are seen like this one, okay? And then for this label, I have one single connection, okay? But if I go to this button, I can see at first sight that it has a double connection, okay? One is like an outlet and the other as an event. Event are for buttons, okay? Outlets you know that are for text fields or labels. So here we should disable or click on closing this connection of outlet. And right now our button will be connected only as an action or a button. So this is okay, fine. The next time that I click on play, my app, it will beautifully work, okay? Because this mistake has been fixed, fine. So check. It is going and it is working again. Fine. I hope that this video helps you to detect now these 4 simple errors that you can correct and that now you don't require that much help to find your own errors and fix them, guys, okay? Of course, if you still need some help, I will be happy to help, but you need to be patient so that I have the time to go with you, okay? Thanks for watching. Watch this video again in case that you feel you need it, because next class, we're going to have a small quiz about all that has been said in this video and in the video of the Tacos app. Okay, so check them carefully and be ready for the quiz. See you in class. Bye bye, guys.